following thoughts, opinions, stories, and expressions are meant for those who will appreciate them. If you don't, we hope you keep an open soul to encounter another here on 34 Questions. Peace. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34, and tonight I have a very special guest. Jeniffer is in the building. How you doing, Jeniffer?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing great. It's Monday. I work for a school during the daytime, and things have been kind of hectic because, you know, all the new corona stuff that's been happening. But, you know, we getting through it. How about you?
Wow. It's just been quiet Monday. Because of COVID, I'm not working this week, so
I got you.
Time off.
How was your holidays, if you don't mind me asking?
They were cool. They were okay. You know, I had to stay home because of COVID and stuff while my family got to travel. I had my uncle coming here from the Dominican Republic, and we spent New Year's together. So
that's what's up. I'm glad things are going well for you. I just need to let the folks out there, if you are unfamiliar with the flow of the show, we do some intro questions, some warm-up questions just to set the tone. Then we'll jump into the Wheel of Fate. Do a little exercise afterwards, and then finish it off with a few closeout questions. Sound good to you, Jeniffer?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, my very first question for you is, how have you been in general? Like, I know I asked how you've been lately, but, you know, I would say in the past couple of years, you've been doing great. You've been doing good. How you been?
I've been doing good. Not great. I've been doing good. I just graduated college.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I graduated in December of 2020. I've been working. I am a clerk at a courthouse. Yeah, just looking for a new job now. Hopefully to get a new one for more money, of course.
I hear you.
But yeah, I've been good. It's been, you know, life, I guess. Yeah.
I got you. Well, yeah, congratulations on graduating college. And I got to ask, was it what you expected, you know, before you went to college, or did it have any surprises for you?
No. I'm not going to say it's what I expected, but I wasn't surprised by anything, you know. I always heard that professors don't really care about your grades and stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, they don't care. It's like, it's my job to get good grades. Professors are not going to be on top of me. Mm-hmm. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. I was pretty disciplined. Getting out of high school, I was like, on my discipline. But once I hit college, it was pretty okay for me. I was working and in school, so.
Hey, mad respect to you, because that is one thing I could not do when I went to college. Yeah, I think I was a better student definitely before college. And when I got in, it kicked my butt, you know. My discipline was tested, and I think I definitely failed. But, you know, it's all a part of learning in life. But for sure.
Right.
And then, so we'll jump into some warm-up questions. The first one is, what would you like the audience to know about you?
Oh, wow. Good question. I mean, I am a very outgoing person. I can seem pretty shy at first. I can come off as shy and like really kept to myself, but I am the most talkative person you could ever meet in your life. I swear to God. Sometimes I won't shut up. Even at work, I talk too much.
I got you. I'm very talkative too, hence, you know, creating a podcast. But
yeah.
So why do you think people think you're shy? Like, is there anything that you feel like maybe that it comes off that way, but then when they really get to know you, you know, you start to open up a little more?
Yeah. I realized that in order for me to like make friends and get to know people, those people have to make the effort to get to know me. I won't go out my way to get to know people. So, and once like for example, I was working at McDonald's and I became friends with this girl, but she was always wanted to get to know me. You know, she always asked questions and stuff. I was very shy at first, but once I got to know her a bit and she opened up to me, I was like, you know what, this is my friend now. So I just started talking so much to her. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm very reserved at first, but once I get to know the person and their intentions and stuff, I become like, you know, very talkative and I open up, I guess. Yeah, that's how
I got you. For you, I guess, how would you know when someone either earns that trust from you or you start feeling comfortable around them? Like, it doesn't have to be like every person does the same thing, but do you have an example or does something come to mind when you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I feel like a person trusts me with some of their personal stuff, their personal experiences, I'm like, you know what, this person obviously has trust in me. Let me return that as well, if that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah. It's like a little give and take, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
I got you. Would you agree that people bond over tough times sometimes? I know for myself, you know, sometimes with coworkers, we bond over having like bad management and we're like, you know, we all kind of got to suffer together, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do agree. Like, I think a lot of people can bond over tough times, you know, definitely things that they have in common. And that's how at work I started bonding with my coworkers. Yeah, some things that we just started talking, like when they used to mention some things, I used to be like, oh God, me too. And yeah.
Happens every time with me with like music. Most of the time, you know, it's like, oh, you listen to that too? Right? And then we get into it.
And Netflix shows too.
What's that? Sorry.
And Netflix shows too, or Hulu.
Yes. Anything you've been on lately? Because I'm always looking for new shows. Anything you could recommend off the top of your head?
Shameless.
Have
you watched Shameless?
It's been recommended to me before, but if in a nutshell, how would you describe that show? You know, because I know it's a little, I don't know, it's about criminals who aren't criminals, right? Like, go ahead, you let me know.
Okay, no, they are criminals. They are. It's about this like crackhead father in the south side of Chicago, but it's different because, you know, you always see like the people of color in like crime areas and like the hood, but this time you get the white people, the side of the white people in the hood. So I thought it was different. It was creative. It was cool. So yeah.
For sure. I'll definitely check it out. I know it's been going on for a while now, and I know I like the dad is a good actor. I've seen him in other stuff.
Amazing. I love him.
All right, for sure. I'll check it out. Moving on to the second warm-up question. If I were to do something in your honor, a way to express your energy, what could I do?
A way to express my energy? Oh God. Don't draw a portrait of me. I'll definitely say that. What can I? Oh God. Probably write the most memorable thing I've ever said and put it in a frame, I guess.
I got you. I had another guest who told me the same thing, was to get people who are close to them to write their favorite memory or favorite quote and then like have it together in a mural. So yeah, I got you. Now we know what we could do in your honor. And my last question for you in the warm-up is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself?
I want to say a 5.
5? Okay. Why 5?
I'm still trying to get to know myself. I've been going through this journey for about a year and a half now, just trying to get to know myself, knowing what I want, knowing what I need, knowing what I can't take, knowing what I won't take at all. So yeah, a 5. I'm still going through that journey right now, honestly.
I got you.
Yeah.
Do you mind me asking, what's one thing that you figured out for yourself that you just can't take?
I can't take people who are not constant.
What do you mean by that? Yeah, go ahead.
When I recently lost like a friend, we're not friends anymore. So I was she wasn't constant in our friendship. I was trying to hold on to our friendship because we had known each other for so long. But I know that I don't like people who are not constant in any kind of relationship, a family member, a lover, anything. So after our friendship ended, I realized that, that's just something that I won't take, no matter how much I love a person. If you can't be constant with me, that is just,
I got you. I just feel so terrible because I think I'm that inconsistent friend, you know? And I always justify it to myself to tell folks, like, you know, it might not be all there all the time, but when I'm there, you know, I'm putting my whole energy into it, into our relationship. But I got you. I know there's been friends around me who luckily they haven't cut ties with me, but in the same vein, you know, folks were inconsistent with them, and you know, they were just like, well, I'm not gonna waste my energy on that. So I got you. And then my other question is, what would you say is your favorite thing about your personality?
Oh God, that I'm so bubbly, honestly. Like,
a lot of energy?
Yeah, a lot of energy for sure. I like to smile. I like to talk. Like I said before, and I'm very bubbly in that sense. And another thing I like about my personality is I'm very open-minded. I'm always willing to like listen to people. So
was your open-mindedness something that you feel like you kind of was already had growing up, or was it something that kind of had to, like, you know, a flip had a switch in your mind to be open-minded?
A flip has switched, honestly. I wasn't really open-minded before. I was always like, it's either my way or no way. But like, the more I grow, the more I see that it's plenty of different ways. It just doesn't have to be my way.
I got you. All right. Well, before we move into the Wheel of Fate, there's this new thing I'm trying out, and I want to see if you're down for it. So I'm gonna put up this timer, 34 seconds on it. It's gonna be a word association game. So you just gotta say the first thing that comes to mind after I say a word, and then we'll go through it. There's what you're basically essentially doing is trying to see how many you can get through and set the record. And then so when I talk to my next guest, I'll be like, well, the record is 11 things, you know. But here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Love.
Partner.
Happiness.
Smile.
Family.
Loving.
Friends.
Friends. Acquaintances.
God.
First.
Money.
Bills.
People.
Important.
Sorry, I heard the gong sound in my head on my end, but what was the last one for people?
Important.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for that, for participating in my exercise. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 words down. So that's the record for now.
Okay.
So you said people, important.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Okay.
Oh, I think people are crucial. You can't live without them. Like, you might want to isolate yourself sometimes, but you need people in your life. You need to socialize.
I gotcha. What do you think is for people who, you know, there's people who just hate other people. What would you kind of tell them to maybe open their minds up a little more? You know, creating connections, having or being social.
I mean, you know, there are people that hate other people, but I don't believe that they hate other people, honestly.
Okay.
Because, like, you had parents at one point. You probably had siblings. You can pretend that you hate other people, but you you probably get annoyed easily, which that's why you say it. But yeah, I don't believe that they hate other people, honestly.
I got you. All right, well, we made it to the Wheel of Fate portion of the interview. You see it pop up right there. We're gonna give it a spin. And just as a reminder, there are an easy, medium, and hard level. So whichever way you like to flow, we'll go that way. And the first number is number 12.
Okay, you can pick easy, medium, or hard.
Okay, we'll start with easy and then we'll work our way. The first one is, do you believe in aliens?
No.
No, not at all. Okay. Tell me more. What do you think is out there, if anything? If not, if anything, that's cool too.
Probably nothing, honestly. I'm more of a factual person. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. Yeah.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah, there's probably aliens because we need life in other planets, but I have to see it to believe it.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've met more people that do believe, just because it's just like when you say facts, we have the facts that they don't exist right now, but it's also like we don't have facts that say they don't because we haven't been out there yet. But I feel you.
Not until I see it.
I got you. So, well, in that case, like, what do you think of the universe? Like, it's, forever expansive. Is it worth going out there? Let me ask you that.
It's definitely worth going out there. I mean, if you believe it, you should go out there and see what what the universe has in store for us besides Earth.
Yeah. What do you think of like parallel universes? Because that's one thing that I kind of think about sometimes is, since the universe is forever expanding, could it be that we have these parallel universes and all that stuff out there? Not really.
No.
I got you. I'm trying to just see, what you think of what could be out there, but
yeah, I am pretty practical, I guess.
No, for sure. I feel you. We'll give the wheel another spin. Okay. See what we come with. But yeah, I mean, aliens would be a trip. I just wish I would see it in my lifetime. Probably not in our lifetimes.
Right. It would be cool. Yeah.
So we got number 18. Okay. You still want me to choose easy, medium, hard? Okay. We'll just go up and down. So 18 medium is, how has racism affected you?
Good one. I have not experienced racism blatantly in my like I've seen blatant racism, Mm-hmm. There was one time when I was working at McDonald's doing the night shift, of course, and then someone came up to me and said that I was the only like dark-skinned woman there, and that person pretty much came up to me and said, you and your people deserve to live in a neighborhood like this.
Damn.
You deserve to rot in a neighborhood like this. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. You're a racist, whatever. I guess that was the only time I ever experienced like blatant racism. Other than that, I can't really speak about another time.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucked up, and I think that's a good example of experiencing it.
It was just crazy to me because I was just like, seriously, like, you don't have anything else to do with your life.
That's what I be thinking. I really be thinking when people just want to, well, anytime someone tries to put out negative energy, I'm just thinking like, damn, like how have you been hurt to want to do this on purpose?
Right.
Well, on the topic of racism, do you think anything can be done about it?
Honestly, I don't mean to sound pessimistic or anything like that, but I don't think so. I think that I was talking to my boss around like a few months ago, probably maybe over a year ago. But we talked about racism, and it's like, I don't mean to get all philosophical and stuff, but it's like almost everyone has a racist bone in their body, which could be called racism, but it's like people are always going to act different with someone who doesn't look like them. If that makes sense. I feel like when you are so sequestered in a group of people, you are going to act or treat other people different because they're not part of your group of people. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. No. It does. I think it's like a little bit of animal instinct, right? Because when we see animals kind of size each other up, like dogs, cats, whatever, they really do. It's like that judgment phase of you trying to figure out, are you cool or are you not? Are you with me or are you not? But yeah, I mean, I like to be optimistic. And you know, I don't know how it can be done. You know, if I ask this question for myself, I just think about, you know, could we get on the same page? And honestly, this is it's funny we had the aliens question come up, because I think it would be aliens that would kind of have to break humankind down and be like, well, we're actually all the same versus these people that are outside, you know. So yeah, it'd have to be like a catastrophe, or like these new beings come out for humans to kind of realize, no, we are Earthlings, and that's what we are. we're not separated by countries.
No, I think until people understand that there's only one race, which is the human race, you know, racism is always going to exist, honestly, until we come to that conclusion. Because I guess maybe a lot of us are sequestered, and well, you're white and you're black and you're Asian, you're Latino and you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that, and just so many labels that we're never going to come to like one. You know, the more labels we create, the more separation, the more division we have. It's
almost impossible to me too, because so like I know the differences that we have between cultures and ethnicities, and we have this thing of like taking pride in that stuff, right? Like, you know, I'm proud to be Filipino, but that doesn't mean that, like, you know, I can't be proud that, you know, there's a country out there working on renewable energy, like trying to save the world, even though it's not the Philippines, and also that like the culture, or where the idea of racism comes from, I think is just too deeply rooted in a lot of cultures, of like, or just the idea of I'm better than you are for whatever reason is like everywhere. And I think that's I think it's hard to break that notion right now. I know, like I said, probably not in our lifetimes, but I'm hoping.
Yeah, probably not in our lifetimes. Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, we're humans, you know. We're different, all of us. The way we think, it doesn't matter. We have the same thoughts. We're different some way, somehow. So I guess we're really focused on the differences than the similarities that we have. So
yeah, it's. Well, what do you think, like, with your culture? Like, you said you were Dominican?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. What have you seen in your culture that is similar in other cultures?
Well, I always think about this. Like, when I think of some of the things that we practice in our culture, like the cooking, we're really similar to that with Africans, or dancing, again, Africans and stuff. So, what other things? There were some similarities that I did find with some of white cultures, some of Asian cultures and stuff. Like, for example, there was just some similarities. I don't remember, because I was always trying to think, oh my God, like, I'm Latina, like, I'm mixed with so many different cultures, like, mixed together. It's like, my culture is like a melting pot of all the races and cultures, if that makes sense. But
for sure.
Yeah, like, for me, most of my culture is African culture.
I got you. Damn. I had another follow-up question, but I got lost in your answer, so that's my bad. Let's move on. Oh, actually, it came back up. I was gonna ask you what did you major in?
Yeah. I majored in criminal justice. I am looking forward to go to law school.
Are you looking to be a lawyer?
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Are you gonna have a specialized, I guess a specialized practice? I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, I pretty much want to do focus on criminal and civil litigation. I want to be a prosecutor, so yeah.
Got you. Do you mind me asking what inspired you to pursue or go into that career?
What inspired? I always knew I wanted to be an attorney ever since I was younger, but being here, going to a school of criminal justice and stuff, it just sort of reassured me of what I wanted to do. And I was always into criminal stuff, I thought at one point I wanted to be an investigator, detective. But then I realized I don't want to be a police officer. Gotcha. So I said, you know what, laws, I'm probably going to become an attorney and become a prosecutor. And then I interned at the district attorney's office in Manhattan. And I was just like, yes, this is what I'm going to do. I love it. I love working with the prosecutors. It was amazing. And yeah.
You felt at home. That's a rare thing to find when people are looking for careers. I know you don't know me that well, but I've had 17 jobs in about 12 years. And yeah, I know. And that feeling of home is rare to find sometimes, but it's good. I'm happy for you that you found a place that you feel like you can grow and make a difference. And I think that's why I work in schools now, is because that's where I feel like I'm home. But so I was gonna ask, for becoming a detective, you have to be a police officer first?
Yes, or in some other instances, you could go to an academy and become a private detective.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between private and if you know?
I guess so you have a detective who works for the NYPD. I live in the city, so I'm gonna give that example. You have a detective who works for the NYPD, but then you have detectives that work for private companies instead. But I don't think that those detectives that work for private companies can get involved in criminal cases. They can only get involved in civil cases. Gotcha.
That's
how it works.
Because I have thought about what that process is like. Being a private eye. Watching those kind of shows and stuff. So I think that's more the civil version, right? Private eyes.
Yeah.
They have their own practice. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I'm also. I don't think I ever wanted to be, a cop or in the criminal justice system, but I am a big fan of SVU. And is it as big out there as I think it is? Because I know it's based in New York, so are New Yorkers kind of into it, or are they kind of over Law and Order?
I've never ever in my life watched a Law and Order episode, honestly.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've never watched it. Yeah.
I have an idea. I think it's because I'm not from New York, where it totally wraps me into that world. Makes me think that's how it is. But I got you. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next question. So there's one thing I didn't get to ask you before, but I am curious. Is there anyone that you feel like could participate in this interview? If I gave you a question, you could hit someone up and be like, "Hey, I gotta ask you this deep question because we're on this show right now." If not, it's cool. I'm just wondering.
Not right now. No.
Okay, gotcha. It's pretty late right now, right? Out there. For sure. Well, we got number 5, and we'll move on to the hard level. And I don't know, these questions are pretty subjective to what I think would be hard or easy and stuff, so maybe this isn't hard for you, but have you ever been bullied?
Yes.
What?
I was bullied from all throughout middle school. I am an immigrant. I immigrated here when I was 8 years old. and English as a second language. I think that a lot of kids saw me as like a weirdo, like, oh my god, here comes this girl who doesn't know any English. And every time like I tried to even speak the language, it was just so difficult for me to express myself, and I was just like bullied all throughout middle school.
Damn. Sorry you had to go through that. I've been bullied as well before, and I've had the fortunate experience to actually have my bully, many years later, we actually talked it out, and he kind of like, he apologized, and it was an interesting experience. But for you, how would you say the bullying, maybe left an impact on you?
It built some character on me, in terms of, they're pushing you around, they're like doing these things for you, but what are you going to do about it? What am I going to do about these kids picking on me because of my language? So I decided to keep my head up, do what I had to do, and been like that ever since.
Did you ever get a chance to confront your bullies, or maybe when they say fight back,
Oh, no, I never got a chance to confront my bullies. I think it was just like, one of those middle school immature things that happened. But no, actually my bullies left the school after a while. So.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Gotcha. For sure. Did you have any like people kind of try to stick up for you at all, or was it basically?
Yeah, I had some people like just telling them like to leave me alone and stuff, and those are the people that I became friends with. So
yeah, I guess that's the other side of getting bullies. You actually find people to connect with. But for sure. We're gonna give the wheel another spin.
Okay.
How are you feeling so far? Feeling good or nervous?
No, I'm not nervous.
Gotcha. So we got number 14, and I'm gonna go back up to medium for this one.
Okay.
What is your pet peeve?
People who bite their nails.
Well, why that?
Oh God, I used to always bite my nails when I was younger, and I thought it was such a bad addiction. Because so many germs. I'm not a germaphobe, but it's like so many germs that you're bringing inside your body after you just touch so many things. So it's just like, oh, please don't bite your nails.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think. Have you ever like seen people do it in front of you or in public?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I
That's something I've never seen. I thought it would be something people, they try to do it when no one's watching or in private.
No. They will do it. I was on a date yesterday, and he was biting his nails, and I'm like, yeah, no. But
instant red flag.
Red flag. I was like, oh my God, and I told him like, please stop biting your nails. Like that's really big. And he tried to stop, but I think he was really addicted to it, so it was just like. I understand.
Yeah. Well, was it a good date up until that point?
Yeah, I guess so.
No second chances.
No.
Okay. No worries. Yeah, all right. So on the flip side, what is like an admirable trait that you find in other people?
An admirable trait. I think there's a lot. I really admire people who are open-minded. I admire people who don't just how can I put this? Who don't belittle other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's like sometimes you are more likely to say, oh, just because this person looks some sort of way, you're just like, oh, I don't want that person next to me. So, but I really like people who talk to anyone, We don't just think they're on top of the world and stuff. So yeah.
I got you. Yeah, no, that's I would say, you know, one of my pet peeves is when like I understand when people need to vent sometimes about other people, but then after that, I feel like if you're gonna keep bringing that person up or just talking bad about them, yeah, right. It's just like, well, I mean, is it really them, their problem, or is it your own problem about them?
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right, moving on to the next question. You got number 8, going back to easy. And this one is, what does the perfect day look like for you?
Oh, the perfect date. Walking around the park, having some dinner after or before, getting to know each other, making jokes. Yeah, that's what the perfect date looks like for me. I'm not really like one of those fancy stuff type of girl, so I'm just, you know, go with the flow.
I got you. It's more about the connection, right?
Yeah, it's definitely more about the connection. Yeah.
I got you. On like a less date note, for yourself, if you're gonna have a perfect day just for you, what would that look like?
Can I describe the entire day for you?
Oh yeah. I was actually gonna say morning, noon, and night. So go ahead.
So in the morning, I would wake up, go for a run, then, you know, come back home, shower, make my breakfast. I would then go pick up some coffee and stuff, go for myself for a walk to the park. There's a beautiful park near me, so yeah, I would probably do that. Then I'll probably do some shopping, because the perfect day always has shopping. Do some shopping, buy some food, and I would, you know, probably call my mom right after, because I can't go a day without talking to her. Call her right after, you know, talk, catch up, and then I'll probably come home and watch some romantic comedies. For sure.
That's
the perfect date for me.
I gotta ask, what's your secret to like actually want to run?
Oh, I don't know. I think just beautiful to go outside on a beautiful day. I think it's nice to go outside and run and yeah.
I ask because I hate running, and you know, I'm trying to find, and for me when I run, I've run before. I've trained for like trying to run for a marathon, but I stopped afterwards, and like now I'm trying to run again, and it sucks. And I'm like, you know, I know it's gonna take time for me to like feel good about it again and feel confident. I think sometimes running is like how confident you feel that you know, you could be running out in public and stuff. But
yes, but look, I take it as this. Take advantage that it's sunny outside. It's a beautiful day in the morning, preferably, because there's not a lot of people. So yeah, it's just based on the day, honestly. Like if it's like really cloudy and stuff, yeah, don't go for a run. You probably won't feel motivated to do it.
You mentioned calling your mom every day.
Yeah.
Pretty tight with your family?
Yeah, I'm pretty tight with my mom. I think I learned my lesson. As a little girl, you know, teenager, rebelling against her mom and stuff. So I just became tighter with my mom. She's like my best friend. So yeah.
Are you an only child?
No. I have siblings from my dad's side. I am an only child for my mom and dad. But I have 2 half-sisters, 2 stepbrothers, and some siblings from my dad's side.
For sure. You, like for me, I grew up an only child. And I think when I was younger, it was easier to kind of like stay close with my family. But as we've gotten older, it's been getting harder. Or for you, do you feel like, you know, growing up with your family, it's harder to stay connected as you get older? Or you guys have been able to keep that same level of connection?
Well, growing up for me, it was kind of difficult because I didn't really have a good relationship with my sisters. So we like all lived in the same household, so it was really hard. I guess it's because we all shared one room, and that's I was like, no, that's like a no.
That's difficult.
It's difficult. So yeah, we do keep in contact sometimes here and there. They both moved out for college and stuff, so we keep in contact here and there. I am pretty tight with my family in the Dominican Republic, so yeah.
Would you say, oh sorry, what was that last part?
No, I was gonna say we kept that bond. Yeah,
for sure. I was gonna also ask, how close do you feel to your roots, to the Dominican roots?
I feel pretty close. I think my biggest issue is I assimilated into this culture.
Same here.
I assimilated so deep into this culture. I mean, Jesus, I feel like every time I talk Spanish, an accent comes out, like one of those American accents come out, and it's just so annoying. I think, oh my God, what happened to me? What happened to me, you know? But I feel pretty close to my roots. It's just, you know, I'm super Americanized now, so yeah, it's kind of hard to remain super close.
No, I hear you. I don't even know how to speak my language. And that's one of my biggest strikes in the eyes of my parents and the people. yeah. And I was born there too, but I came here when I was 4, so it kind of flew over my head at some point. I understand it, but I can't speak it. But it gives me like this identity crisis where when I go to the Philippines, they don't really see me as a Filipino because I'm American as hell. And then when I come to, you know, America doesn't see me as an American, so I'm like in the middle.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate that. I hate that. I hate it so much.
It's like, what do I gotta do to prove myself to the people in the Philippines that I'm a Filipino? Yeah, I mean, I think that's something where a lot of immigrants, especially children of immigrants, probably go through, is because, you know, they're new here and they're gonna be new back in their motherland, and it's just like, fuck, what am I really? And the whole idea of just being a part of the human race or being an earthling, I think that's why I gravitated towards it so much, is because like I'm not claiming American or Filipino. It's just like I'm just here on Earth.
Right, you're just living, you're just human, that's it.
Yeah.
You're trying to survive like everyone else.
I know. We got about 10-15 minutes left in the podcast. Just wanted to thank you again for stopping by. I hope you're having fun. It's been great on my end.
I am, yeah, it's been pretty cool.
For sure. Here we go with another spin. Number 22. Gonna go down to medium for this one, and it is, what do you think of cancel culture?
I don't like cancel culture at all. I think it is very detrimental to people. I think, especially people who you hold like higher than others. For example, I'm just gonna throw his name out there, Kanye West, you know. I think people were so quick to cancel him in some sense. I don't think he's canceled, but whatever. People were so quick to cancel him without actually understanding some of the things that he says and actually like thinking critically on the things that he says. I think we're so quick to cancel people for a mistake that they did probably like 30 years ago in their life. You know, you want to cut their paychecks, you want to cut their lifestyle just for something that they did 30 years ago, you know. I think that also, you know, like something that they did 30 years ago, which was normal for them back then, versus now, which we know it's not normal anymore. And, you know, they apologize and stuff. We don't need to cancel them for it. So, yeah, I think it's just one of the worst things that ever happened to us right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that give me a headache, because there's a part of me that wants justice to be served, you know, like, you know, you do something wrong, even maybe if it was like a long time ago, you know, maybe you should still be held accountable for that. But I also get what you mean by like, oh, it was the 90s and, you know, that was just a joke that we could say back then versus what we could say now. And I don't know if you ever heard it explained this way, but someone told me it was like, you know, trying to give someone a ticket for speeding when the speed limit was different, like 10 years ago. It's like, oh, now it's this, so here's your ticket. And it's like, what? That was a while ago.
I love that one. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's tough. I think people get empowered by it too. Like, you know, they when people are seeking validation, is like,
Right.
you know, it's like, oh, I hate this person. Don't you hate them too because of this? And then it's like, oh yeah, and it builds people up. And I think, yeah, that's one of those things about like wanting to be a part of something bigger in human nature that maybe can work against positivity.
Yeah. Because that social media lifestyle, Jesus Christ. I think social media gave too much to cancel culture, like too much spotlight to it. And if I am so sure that if we didn't have social media, we would have never had cancel culture. So.
The access to those words, because like I'm thinking in the past that maybe there were groups of people that hated other people, but it was very like within that town or within that city. But now that like you can say it and then everyone hears it, and it's like, well, it's easier to get that support for that stance. Yeah, social media is tricky. Are you excited about the metaverse? You know, the whole VR world that it seems like that's gonna be the next thing in technology.
What do you mean the metaverse?
It's gonna be this thing where well, the reason why it's big is because it's Mark Zuckerberg, the dude from Facebook, who's behind it, and he's going to be creating, or not creating, but he's pushing out the alternate or the virtual reality stuff to be the next social media thing. And like, yeah, so I can see it in your face that it's not for you. Yeah, but I honestly think it might be what's going to be coming up for the kids in middle school right now, and as they get older, that's going to be their world. Yeah. So that's another example of like, you know, what's happening and not agreeing with it. It's hard for me because I think that like it's a part of getting older where I see these changes happening and I'm like, no, I want it to be the same. I want it to be, you know, human interaction. But then, you know, the kids are just like, this is where we're going with it. Sorry, old folks, you can have your conversations in person. We're gonna take it to virtual reality, but yeah, I think that's just what's gonna happen soon.
Yeah, so definitely see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, because they're even selling real estate in those things, and you know that's for me what people have been talking about is like, yo, you should pick up some virtual reality real estate because that's gonna be worth a lot of money one day.
Oh, good one. I never thought about that.
But I mean, that's one thing you could think about, like if you want to take advantage and get some real estate right now. I think we got time for one more spin. Give it a shot. We got number 20.
Okay.
And we'll go hard.
Okay.
When was the last time you felt left out?
When was the last time I felt left out? Currently I feel always left out. Because of the dynamic that I have in my family, like my sisters and I and stuff. But I think I'm the one that puts myself in that position, to be honest. I am kind of like standoffish just because of our childhood and stuff and the things that we all went through. So yeah, I feel left out when like my sisters always come to visit and stuff. Yeah.
I gotcha. Thank you for sharing. I know it's not always easy to talk about these things. All right. Well, before we head out to the closeout questions, wanted to do one more exercise with you. It's called the 34th mantra. I have the phrase, I am, I can, I will. I want you to fill that out for yourself. I am, I can, I will.
Okay.
And I'm gonna switch it over to the screen. It's gonna be you talking to you, so it's gonna be like a mirror. But yeah, here you go. Oh, let me get you up here. There. So I am, I can, I will. How would you fill that out for yourself?
Okay, I would say I am smart. I will. Wait, is it I can?
I can. Yeah.
And I can achieve anything that I want to. I will always try to become a better version of myself. For
sure. Now you have a little snippet of yourself if you ever need to be reminded in the future, as you telling you that. All right. So moving on to the closeout questions. The first question is going to be a question from my previous guest. So shout out to Frankie. His question for you is, what brought you here?
Oh, my friend Nate. He told me about 34 Questions, and I'm like, you know what? It would be cool to do a podcast. I always wanted to do one.
For sure.
Yeah. I hit my goal of 2022.
Nice. No, you got it done in January, so that's
Yep.
That's a big
goal.
It
was on my list. Yeah, I was like, you know what, this is it. I thought it was very different, this podcast, because it's like you asking me questions, wanting to get to know me. It's not just because the podcast that I hear is just people going at it,
Yeah.
And, I thought this was really interesting. I think it's dope of you to do 34 Questions podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Nate, too, as well, for letting me know about this. But I think this I appreciate you coming on. You're one of the building blocks of this podcast. I think everybody that comes on just helps push it a little further. And I don't know if Nate told you, but one of my goals is to try to interview as many people as I can to get that world record in the Guinness World Records of most people interviewed. But if I ever get there, I'm going to put everyone's name on that list, so we're all in that book together. That would be an amazing accomplishment if we could get there. But thank you again, Jeniffer.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be happy to let my friends know about this podcast too.
For sure. Yeah, if you think of anyone that would find value in this and want to help leave the future a piece of themselves, I think that'd be dope. Next question for you is, what would you like to ask the next guest that comes on to 34 Questions?
Let's see. I have a lot of questions I would like to ask for the next guest. How do they see themselves in 10 years?
Got you. I'm just writing it down.
Okay.
So it's like, well, what do they see themselves doing or becoming?
Or becoming in 10 years, yeah.
Got you. Kind of want to ask you that right now. Well, for yourself, 10 years from now, are you what's it called? Laying down the law?
Yeah, probably. So 10 years from now, I'll be 32. Hopefully I'm married, having my first kid. Hopefully I already have my house. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So have you ever served jury duty?
No.
Okay. I have. I think I haven't had too many people to talk to about it that would be interested in it. But yeah. If you ever have, there was a murder case, and it was it was intense. And I just remember it happened at the worst possible time because I was starting a new job, and and I wanted to make a good impression and stuff, and they were like, nah, jury duty. So I had to miss work for a month.
Jesus Christ. Oh wow.
Yeah. I would say experience it. I don't know if you want to be on that side or just know what a jury has to go through.
I know what a jury has to go through. I already know.
It's pretty boring.
Yeah.
but the case was like super crazy. And I just remember the interesting thing about the jury is like, you know, you talked about open-minded people. I think they did a good job of getting a bunch of open-minded people on the jury that I was with. It was very like, oh no, you got to prove it to me, like specifically, because I won't believe it until you tell me. We have to all come to an agreement.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite the experience. And then my last question for you, the question that ties everything together. 100 years from now, your descendants are watching this video. What would you like to tell them?
Well, I would like to tell them we've come a long way. Whatever they're doing, I'm very happy. And yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So, oh God, 100 years from now, holy crap.
You never know. I mean, that's could be, 2 generations, 3 generations down the road. I just really hope that they are interested in this stuff, because I've been working on it, getting these people on the show. It's like, hopefully they actually want to get to know us. But I think they will. I think that the more access that they have to this information, because if we had this for our grandparents, it's like, why not watch a video about them just to see what they're like?
Right. Oh,
yeah.
I wish to see what my ancestors look like.
I think one day, I believe one day we will find a way to connect with them as well, and give a hug or whatever, dap it up. But yeah, any last things you'd like to add? Any thank yous or shout outs to folks out there?
Shout out to Nate. Thank you so much for putting me on, and a big thank you to you. This was very interesting. It was very nice. It was very different. So yeah, keep doing these interviews. They're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. I want to thank you again for stopping by. It was great to talk to you, get to know you, and definitely appreciate your time and interest in connecting us to the future. And I want to thank all the folks out there. If you've been listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or watching on YouTube, definitely appreciate your time as well. Remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love, and we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace.